problem. So in the first assignment problem, we are given a 5 jobs. So start writing. We are provided a 5 jobs over here. Start doing up like we have given a job number 1, 2, 3, 4. Writing up job 1. We have given job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And after doing all the jobs assigned, we are given a cost matrix. Like what will be the cost matrix of the different assignments. Now, as a quantitative manager, we have to assign the work in such a way so that the job is done by the effective person and the result is the best one, right? And we have given a different types of machine. This job will be done by the different machines, and the machines are A, B, C, D, E, right? And we have given like the job one when do work on A, then what will be the cost for that? So note down the cost is 13, and for one job till B is the cost is 8, right? Then 16, 18, 19. And in job 2 it is 9, 15. For job 2C is 24, it's 9 and then 12. And for 3 it is 12, 9, 4, 4 and again 4. And for fourth job it is 6, 12, 10, 8, 13. And for the fifth one it is 15, 17, 18, 12 and 20. Say example, we have given this type of information to us and ignoring that sixth one. Like we have given a 5 jobs and we have given a five A, B, C, D, 5 machines, and we have to find out the which jobs should be assigned to which person so that the cost to be minimum, right? Now in this Hungarian method, we have to follow some steps. As we all remember, the step number 1 should be the row reduction. In the row reduction, what we do? In the row reduction, we find out the minimum number of cell, the minimum element in each row and subtract that element from all the rows, right? By each and every row, we have to follow this concept and subtract it from the individual row, right? But before doing the row reduction, we have to find out whether the question is of balance or not. If the question is not balanced, then you have to make it in a balance. So step number 1 is the one which we have to find out whether the question is of balance or unbalanced. So we have to find out question is of balance or unbalanced. How we can came to know that the question is of balance and unbalanced? If balance will be called as when, if that means your jobs, that matrix, your payoff matrix, this is the cost matrix, your matrix should be equal. Like the number of jobs is equal to the machines. Check on this question that in this numerical part, we have the number of jobs 5 and we have the machines also A, B, C, D, E. So that means this question is of a balance. When the question is of balance, there is no need to create the dummy row or a dummy column. Now we're coming up to the step number 2. What we have to do in the step number 2, we have to follow our steps, that is a row reduction. What is row reduction? In the row reduction, we have to select, we can write it over here, we have to select the minimum element from each row and subtract it from that row, right? You have to select the minimum from each row and subtract it from that row only, not from the all the rows. So start doing the step number 1, 2 over here. That is again start writing jobs we are given. How many jobs are given? We are given 5 jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have given a machine. Write down over here A, B, C, D, E. Right? 5 machines are there. Now we have to put the values, and how the values will be put up. Same in that case, you have to select the minimum. So in the first row, which one is the minimum? 13, 8, 16, 18, 19. The minimum one is an 8. So subtract the first row element from the 8. So 13 minus 8 will be 5. 8 minus 8, that will be 0. 16 minus 8 will be 8. 18 minus 8 will be 10. And 19 minus 8, that will be 11. Right? Now from the second job, select the minimum element, that is 9, 15, 24, again 9 and 12. So that will be a 9 can be a minimum. So subtract it. So the first one will be 0 as 9 minus 0. 15 minus 9, you have to subtract, that will be 6, right? Now 24 minus 15, that will be 15. 24, you have to subtract this one, no? Yes, 24 minus 9, right? So that will be 15. So write it over here as 15. And then 9 minus 9, then again 0. 12 minus 9, that will be 3, right? Now in the job number 3, select the minimum one is the 4. So 12 minus 4, that means 8. 9 minus 4, that will be 5. 4 minus 4, 0, 0, 0. With the job number 4, the minimum element will be 6, 12, 10, 8, 13. So the minimum one is 6 over here, right? Subtract it from all, that will be 0. 12 minus 6, that will be 6. 10 minus 6, that will be 4. 8 minus 6, 2. And 13 minus 6, that will be 7. Right? And now the last job, that means the 15, 17, 18, and 12. So the minimum one is the 12. Subtract that value. 15 minus 12, that will be, you have to subtract the minimum, that is 12, right? So the minus 1 will be 3. And remember, don't have to take the minus in one. Okay. 17 minus 12, that will be again how much? 5. 18 minus 12, that will be 6. 12 minus 12, that will be 0. And 20 minus 12, that will be 8. So in this way, we have done the first step, that's a row reduction. Okay. Now we are coming up to the next point. After balance and unbalance, we checked up the row reduction. Now we have to do up the next point, next step. Over here, we write it as a column reduction. What we have to do in column reduction, now the same process, right? But we have to select the column minimum element from the each column. Select the minimum cell or minimum element, right, from each column and subtract it from that column. That means you have to subtract from that column only, not from the all. But remember, now we are not considering the above matrix. We have to use this matrix only and then apply on this matrix. So again, the jobs you have to write it over here. How many jobs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs are there. And how many machines are there? A, B, C, D, E, right? So we select the column from the first column 50803. So the minimum one is 0. So write it over as we taken a 0 as the minimum element and subtract it. 5 minus 0, that will be 5. Again this one 0, 8, 0, 3. Right? For the B, the minimum element in this B 0, 6, 5, 6, 5. That will be 0. So write it over as 0, 6, 5, 6, and 5, right? Now this one again is 0, so 8 minus 0, that will be 8, 15 minus 0 will be 15, 0 minus 0 is 0, and 4 minus 0 will be 4, 6 minus 0 will be 6, right? Now with the D column, again the minimum element is 0, so 10 minus 0, that will be 0, 0 again, this will be 0, 2 minus 0, that will be 0, and 0 minus 0, that will be again 0 over here, right? And in the column number D, the minimum element is 0. So write it over here 0, 0, sorry, that 11. 11 minus 0 will be 11, right? So just subtract over here and then write it. 11 minus 0, that will be 11. 3 minus 0, 3. Again, the last 0 minus 0, 7 minus 0 will be 7. And the last one, that is a 5, fifth job, and the E machine, 8 minus 0, that will be 8. So we have done the two steps, that's a row reduction and column reduction. Before doing any step, yes, definitely you have to find out whether the question is of balance and unbalanced. Now we have done this step. Now coming up to the next step. In the next step, what we have to do up, we have to check. What we have to check, that the number of lines are exactly equals to the matrix. Now what will be the number of lines? You have to make a lines, or you have to draw the minimum lines. You have to draw minimum lines and covering the maximum 0. Remember, you have to take care of this point, that the minimum number of lines should be there. So minimum lines, and that is covering all zeros. right? That all the zeros being covered up and the number of lines will be less. So again, you have to do some adjustment. You have to have to check how many zeros are there and have to draw the line. But remember, the line should be minimum and that covering all the zeros, right? So first of all, again, we have to cover this matrix once again. Draw this matrix again. Jobs, we have the different types of jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 5 jobs. And how many machines are there? A, B, C, D, and E. Right? 5 machines are there. Putting all the values once again, and then we will find out which one is being drawn up. 5, 0, 8, 0, 3, and for the B we write it 0, 6, 5, 6, and 5. With the C it is 8, 15, 0, 4, and 6. Now for the D it is 0, again 0, 0, 0, and 0. For the E it is given as 11, 3, 0, 7, and 8. Right. Now what we have to do, we have to check it whether the number of lines means we have to draw minimum number lines and that is covering all the zeros. Remember, you have to make possible as less lines as you can draw up and covering all the zeros. So check it over here, how many zeros are there, maximum zeros. If I'm talking about the row wise, check it first row. In the job number 1, the number of zeros is 2. For 2 job, it is number of 0, 2. 3, we have 3 zeros over here. In 4, we have 2 zeros. And in 5, we have only 1 zero. Now we check it to maximum what we find out in the 3 where we have the 3 zeros. Now check it first from the column wise. Do we have maximum number of zeros in column? So again 2 0 in A column, 1 0. In C we have only 1 0. In D we have maximum number of zeros. So first we will delete this column, that is the number D, as we have the maximum number of zeros in this, right? Just let me check once again that we have done the point column reduction and row reduction in a very good manner. You check it over here, coming up further in the first one, in the first column reduction, what we have done, yes, the row. One point is there that it is 10, not 0. So write it over 10, right? And when we are coming up to the next point, that is a column reduction, what we have done in the column reduction, maximum number of zeros. So we have taken a 10, 0, 0, and this is 2, not 0, right? So write it over as 0 and delete it and then write it 2. Okay, so coming up to the next point with the number points, number of lines we are drawing. So we check it. See in D how many lines, how many zeros are there after the correction. After the correction, we just check it. How many zeros are there? So after correction, we find out that this is actually 10, right? So write it over here as 10, 0, 0, 2, and 0. Still we have the 3 zeros. So in the D we have 3 zeros, in 3 we have 3 zeros. What we will do? We will subtract either D or number 3. So what I done over here is I deleted this D1. Right? Now again we have to find the maximum of zeros in which rows and the columns. So check it in the first row if I'm talking about only 1 0. In second job number 2 we have 1. In job number 3 again we have the 2 zeros. So what we'll do, we will delete this. The main purpose is to covering all the zeros but minimum number of lines. Right? Now check it how many zeros are there. Again 1 0 over there in the fourth one. Fifth we don't have any zero. Now checking upon with the A. Machine A, yes, we have 2 zeros, so deleting this column also, right? Now, how many zeros are pending? Only in B, we are having a 0. So, we cover up this one also. So, what we get it from this, that number of lines covering all the zeros. So, we write over here, number of lines covering all the zero. How many lines are there that is covering all the zeros are only 4 lines we have made up, right? So number of lines are 4 that cover all the zeros, but the matrix which we are doing it is of like which type of matrix is? It is 5 matrix. So the conditions are not satisfied as the number of lines are not equal to the matrix. That means we have to make an adjustment in this question. And what type of adjustment we have to do up? So write down next step. That is, we have to do the adjustment over here. And the adjustment is find out find out the least element from the uncovered cell. The one is not covered by the line. Out the least element from the uncovered cell and subtract it from all the uncovered cell. That means you have to subtract it from the uncovered cell and add to the, and that point, that's the least point, and add to the intersecting point. So the one who is having the intersecting point, that means the one who is covered by the rows and the column, you add it from that point, right? And the one who is under the line, no need to change it. Further, no need to change any other cell. Like the one who is covered under the cell, you no need to change the data from there. Right. So start doing this adjustment. For doing this adjustment, again, you have to make a matrix. Prepare the matrix again for the same point. We have the jobs. How many jobs are there? 5 jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 jobs are there. And how many machines are there? 5 machines. A, B, C, D, and E. 5 machines, right? Now we have to do up again. What we have to do? We have to find out the lowest from the uncovered cell. So this cell, that is the column number C, check it, column number C, that is 8, 15, 4, 6, right? And we have 11, 3, 7, and 8. That is not covered by the lines. So find out the lowest from that point. The lowest one is 8, 15, 4, 6, 11, 3, 7, 8. So I do find out that this is the lowest one, least one, that is a 3. So what we have to do, we have to subtract it from the uncovered cell, add it to the intersection point. Which one is the intersection point? This 8 is an intersection point, this 5 is an intersection point, and this 0 is an intersection point. So add this 3 value from 8, 5, and 0, subtract from the uncovered cell, and the one who is under the line, no need to do the changes over there. Right. So fill in all the values. Like the first one is under the line, so write it over there, only 5, 0. But 8 is an intersection point, so 8 plus 3 will be 11, right? 0 under the line, no need to do the change. 3 under the line, same as that. So 0, same again, it is under the line. 6 again. 5 is an intersection point. 5 plus 3, that will be 8. 6 under the line, and 5 remains the same. Right? Now coming up to the column number C, that is the main point. Now it is, you have to subtract it. 8 minus 3 will be 5. 15 minus 3, that will be 12. 0 under the line, no need to do the change. 4 minus 3, that will be 1, right? And the last one, 6 minus 3, that will be, you are subtracting it now. So 6 minus 3 will be 3. So write in the last point, that is 3. Right? For the D, what we have to do, check it. The first one is under the line, no need to do the changes. 10 remains the same. 0 remains same. But now 0 is an intersection point. 0 plus 3. Like 2 is under the line, no need to do the changes. And 0, the last point that is under the line, that will again remain the same. Right? Now the last column, that is a column number E. So again, we have to write it only 3 over 11 over here, right? No need to do any changes, as 11 remains 11. Now coming up to the last one, that is the 3 over here. So we have 3 minus, that will be 3, will be 0. And this is under the line, no need to do the changes. 7 minus 3 will be 4, and 8 minus 3 will be 5. So this is the way we get it, right? Check once again, we have done all the elements properly, putting all the values nicely, right? Any changes are there in this? No changes, are we are doing in the right direction, right? So coming up to the next point, we have done the balance and balance row deduction, right? We have checked up whether we are doing it in the right direction. And then coming up, covering all the zeros, we have draw the lines that covering all the zeros. We have make the matrix. Now we are doing the adjustment. Now we will find it again the same step. Now what we have to do? We have to follow the same step. Repeat the step. Repeat the step means we repeat it in the same way. Now repeat the step. That means again we have to draw the lines, right? And covering the maximum zero. Draw the minimum lines, that is minimum lines, and covering the maximum zero, right? Covering the maximum 0. Yes, the main important thing is that you have to draw the lines that is the least lines as much as less you can, and that is covering the maximum 0. So that will give you a best assignment problem, right? The answer it should be in the best way. So I'm doing this in the step number 5 only. So check it over here. Again, we have to draw the line. So check the one who is having the maximum lines. The one, check it by rows and the columns and array. Right? With the first row, if I'm checking it, is only 1 0. In the job number 2, it is again 3 0. All right. In the 3 maximum 0, so I must say we should delete this row first of all as it is covered with the 3 zeros. Right. We deleted that. Coming up, third job is having 2, 4 is 1, and 5 is 0. So maximum is again 3 over here. That is having a 2 0. Check it column wise also. In the first, we have one column 1 0. In B also we have 1 0. D in C also have 1 0. In D we have 2 0, but now it's been deleted up and then 1 0. So the maximum again is over here that we deleted this one. Now check the maximum 0 again is here. How many zeros are there? Again we have only 8. Students, we have to delete the row and column as in the A. If I'm talking about the column A having a 0, right? Can we delete map column wise as well as the row wise? Anyways, you can cut up. There is no issue in that. So I deleted the column number A. If I'm checking is all the zeros been done up? No. Then we have to subtract this B also, and in the last we have subtracted the D also. Now check it is all the lines are being covered. The answer is yes. We have deleted all the number of lines, like covering all the zeros. Now what we find, the number of lines in this question is, number of lines over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So now we have the 5 lines, and then we know the matrix again. The matrix is of 5. That means, yes, now the number of lines is equal to matrix, and no need to make any further adjustment. This is your final allotment. Now write down this matrix once again to make the final allotments. Again, we have different jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have the machines also A, B, C, D, and E. Like 5 machines. Now put in all these all these elements over here. How many? 5, 0, 11, 0, 3. And with the column number B, we have 0, 6, 8, 6, 5. Then we have machine number C, that will be 5, 12, 0, 1, 3. Right, just putting all the values of the matrix. In the D, we have 10, 0, 3, 2, 0. And in the last E, we have 11, 0, again 0, 4, and the last one is 5. Right? So we have done all the metrics. Now we have to give the allocation. Try to give the minimum, like you have to give one allocation to one person. That is for one job, you have to give one allocation. So start giving the allocation now, right? After deleting this, and we have just find out. Now give the allocations, right? Okay. So just check if the one who is having only number 1 zeros over there. So first we give the allocation to that candidate or that job. So in the first, if I'm talking about the first row, yes, the B is having, so we selected this one. Once we selected this, there will be no zero and no zero in the rows and that column, right? Now we're coming up to the second one. If I'm talking about the second job, your second job is having a three zeros. So stop for a while. Check about the job number three. In the job, we have two zeros. Then again, stop. Job number four, we have only one allocation. So start giving allocation to this. Once you have given four machine work on A, so this will be like cancel out, right? Now check on the fifth one. Yes, in the fifth we have one zero, so we will select this one. Right. Once we have given allocation to this, this will be deleted. Now check on the job number two. We have three zeros, but two zeros being deleted out. So we give the allocation to this one. That is job two, the E one. Right. Now we have given this allocation to this one. So job three with the E one will be deleted up. Now the remaining one will be job three, that is on machine C. Now you can check it. We have given how many allocations? We have given five allocations and we have the five jobs. That means the correct work is going on. So now the final step, now you are on the final step, and in the final step, what you have to do? You give the allocation and find out the cost. So final allocation, what we have given up, so writing over here as the job and machines, right? Here the cost one, which is given in the question. So from the first job what we have deleted, we have find out that for the job number one, we will start with the machine B. For job number two, we will be allotted the machine number E. And for job number three, we have given the work to the machine number C, right? And for the job number four, we have given work to A, machine A, right? Four to A. And the last one, that is the job number five, we have given a work to B. Since check it, there is no overriding. All the jobs been allotted to a single machine. Now remember, when we are writing about the cost element, we have to write the answer from the starting matrix which is given to us. The problematic question which is starting up. So this is the other problematic question which we have started up. Check the answer from this only. Like in the first job, we have given allocation to B, so we have to write the A, right? So you have to select the amount of the cost that is from the questionnaire problem. That's where we have started our problem. So in the first one where we have started up, that will be your 8. As the first one is your 8, the B one is 8. And for 2, we have given E, that will be 12. For 3, we have given C, that will be 4. And for 4, we have given A, that will be 6. And for the job number 5, we're given a machine number D, and that value is 12, right? So adding all these values, that 8 plus 12 plus 4 plus 6 and plus 12, that will be 42. That means when we grip the assignment in this direction, the total cost will be 42, and that is the least cost assignment as per the Hungarian method. So this is the way you have to follow all these steps in order.